All right, straight into it, no intro. First up, we got the plain color background. This is the laziest option you can do, besides keeping it plain white. Somehow, though, this tends to look even lazier than just doing plain white, because sometimes plain white just looks intentional. This looks like, man, I wanted to do a background, but I really didn't feel like it. But you know what? It is an option. If you want to be a little extra, you can do a clipping mask where you duplicate your art, do a clipping mask, fill it in a solid color, put it under the art, and then you can select it and offset it a little bit so there's at least like a little something going on, a little shadow thing. Next up, I can't keep my hands off the airbrush. This is my go-to. It's just so easy to do like a nice little ombre effect. Though these colors are a little harsh, so I would turn it down a bit. It would need a white background under it, but I still think it looks pretty good no matter what. Here we go with the clipping mask again for the slight shadow background. It's just too easy, you know? But this time we're going to mix the airbrush effect that we did earlier. So we're going to grab a blue and you're going to clipping mask the background that you did. So you can give it a nice little ombre thing. See, it doesn't look that bad, right? Okay, we're almost done with the clipping mask, but this one's my favorite. If you do like a grayish tone and then you go to the effects and you blur it, it actually kind of looks like a shadow behind the character. And out of all of them, this one's my favorite because it's like the simplest, but I feel like it actually looks good and like you tried a little bit. Moving on, if you're a big shape fan of shapes, you can just do some shapes in the background. Procreate will help you if you can't draw perfect shapes because who can? I would recommend though not making the colors as vibrant as I did here. I would make them a lot lighter because it's kind of distracting. Look, you can go big shape, small shape, circle, square, whatever shape really speaks to you, I guess. Moving on, you have good old plain text. I use this one a lot because I like Canva's font, the Zing Rust something. Apparently last time I was drawing Cammy, but this time we got Gwen. What I do is I just select the transparent background and then copy it. Why did I hesitate so long to copying it? Anyways, but then I just paste it in. I try to like off center it a little bit just to not make it too distracting, even though this having it pure black is super distracting. So I decided to tone down the color a little bit. Also, look, Procreate was pranking me here. Like, okay, maybe I missed that time, maybe that time, but there's no way I missed that time. Like, hello? What's going on? And then I zoom in and, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot I was supposed to fill bucket it. That was Procreate talking. What the hell was that? And then, oh my god, another clipping mask. It's just too easy to add a shadow to things. It looks so good. It's so easy. Can't stop. Next, I've seen people do this background. I personally hate it. I think it looks a little bit ugly, but I thought I would show you anyways. What you do is you just like squiggle around and then you use the liquefy tool and then you put it on expand and you make the lines thicker and then you use the twirl right and just go around and twirl it around. Now, I had to add more lines because I don't do this background, so I wasn't experienced enough in it. But apparently, the more lines you have, I think the better it looks. And then, you just stir it like some soup, nice and slow, I guess. I don't know. I didn't like this one though until I decided to turn it black. And then I was like, okay, now it kind of looks more like smoke. Maybe I should have made it like a dark gray or something. And I feel like this looked cooler, made me hate it a little bit less. I had to put it in here anyways because this was not that bad. Like, this was kind of cool. It was a little too dark, I think, for background, but it's still cool. And then you could always draw something related to what you're drawing. If you happen to be drawing Spider-Man fan art, why don't you just draw a spider web? Nice and easy. You thought about it a little bit. You at least thought, what am I drawing? What could I do with this? But, oh, there I go with the airbrush again. Okay, I'm going to show you one more background that I kind of hate because it has potential if you're a better artist. It's when people do like cute little doodles around. I've never made this one look good. Maybe it's because I'm being a little lazy with it. Like, look, I'm barely trying on this spider web. I didn't even finish that last little bit. I don't know why I didn't. And then here is where I'm going to draw like a very lazy spider where I give him 6 big legs and then just 2 little nubs in the front because I didn't make room. I've seen artists make this look cute. I haven't seen me make it look cute. But it's an option. You can do it. Yeah. Next, you're just going to take your art, you're going to duplicate it, and then you're just going to make it huge in the background. And you can actually do this with any picture you want. I just think it makes sense to do it with your actual art so that you get the right colors. But then you take the blur effect and you blur it out, and it's just like, well, maybe not that far. But it just makes like kind of a cool background effect where it's not like too distracting, but the colors are there. You kind of get it. I don't know. You could also do this with like official art. where instead of blurring it, you just like turn down the opacity a bit. And I think this looks cool. And if you're doing like anime or manga, you could do manga panels or official art too. I think it looks kind of nice. And then, of course, how can you do anything without doing a dang clipping mask? I don't know. It's too easy. These last few I've never actually used. I was just messing around with the cool effects that they have, like this chromatic aberration one. Oh my god, like I was getting so into it, my hair was like in the camera. I was leaning so far over. But look, this actually did give like kind of a cool effect. If you were just gonna do a plain white background, I would probably use this sometime. Another one that I see people use a lot is using like the grid effect, which it's actually a brush on Procreate and you can change the size of the grid and everything. Usually I just see people do like a light gray grid or something, but I apparently have a little bit of an addiction to the airbrush and ombre stuff, which it really wasn't necessary for this, but I just can't stop. Anyways, I ran out of ideas. If you have more, please let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Oh my god, it's so quiet.